government of everything.
Might as well just roll them up. Where's that little... What
do you want to do? Another recording?
Yeah, because you're going to go.
When I go, I'll give it to him.
Oh, look! And look what I reduced the jihadis to. Look, I've reduced them to stop dropping bombs, and now they're dropping birdseed. So it's a success. The bombs have stopped, but the birdseeds have begun. Gutta. It's Gutta. Gutta. And you're a Kutti. A Kutti is a bitch. At least I'm a Kutta and I'm a dog. I'm our dog. You're a Kutti.
Ask him to wash his smelly, man.
I've got like 50,000 of these clothes.
Ask him to wash his clothes, man.
Got 50,000 of them. You wore a turban last, I remember.
I do know if he doesn't want it.
Yeah, look at it. I'm going to eat this later, though. Can you give me a little box so I can pack it up for home?
Let me feed your family, man.
Oh, yeah, I'll take some home.
This is from Great Orient.
Yeah.
This is from
I will.
This is from
Can somebody give me a little packed lunchbox? I'm going to eat it for like a year. Yes, we won. Look what we reduced to the jihadis to. They stopped the bombs and they're dropping the pigeon seed. Victory. Victory. Look what I reduced it to. He's been doing this for hours now.
Pigeon shit.
He's reduced. Where's the jihadi bros, man? You're done out here.
This is what happens to ISIS. This is what happens.
You're done out here, Uncle ISIS. You're done out here, man.
Grow up, man.
You're done out here. The originators made you freaking turn into a cuckooing bird. Yeah, I'm going to be giving a little chat with you. What is it? No.
You know that, I forgot his name, but the Sikh MP member.
Oh, yeah. We can talk about that if you want.
Who essentially came out defending Muslim women.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
I think it was the right thing to do. Although I personally do believe that not the hijab, because I believe that modesty is good. That is something that I do agree with Islam about.
Yeah.
My sister's dressed with a chunni as well. We call it chunni, you call it hijab, but it's a similar kind of thing around your head.
Yeah.
My older sisters. And so when it comes to the comment Boris Johnson made about letterboxes and all that, no, that was wrong. I personally think the burqa should be looked into in terms of. I don't think it's a good for social cohesion in terms of being able to talk to people when your face is covered, and it's not 100% obligatory within Islam from what I understand. The hijab is, and modesty is. Yeah. So when it comes to that, Boris Johnson was wrong, and big up to the Sikh MP for doing that. I've forgotten his name. Yeah, he's a Slough MP. So big up for him to do that. And I'll be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have done the same thing. But I agree with what he did because Boris Johnson.
Why wouldn't you do the same thing?
Because the thing is, I don't think I'm as noble as him. Let's just say that I've met him before.
The same people who mock Muslim women for wearing a hijab or whatever, saying derogatory stuff. Those same people would say the same things about you and Sikh women.
So can I say something? I've never had a white person call me raghead, or one person was a Jew. But let me say, he's called me it. I've had Pakistanis call me it. The other week, someone said I'm gonna knock your turban off.
Yeah, but that's
let me say something.
But that's personal to you.
No, but what? Personal? Yeah, so personal to me, all of the abuse I've had about my turban, 95% has actually been from Asians.
Right. I know.
So it's not as black as white as just white people saying it. They may say that towards Muslims, but when it comes to me, most of my experiences about derogatory things about my turban have come from Asian Muslims.
Habibi, that's not my point. The point is.
Habibi? What's a Habibi?
Okay, my friend.
It doesn't come about his eyes. The vision, look.
I've crushed the jihadi, look at the state of him. Reduced to chucking pigeon seeds. Where has the Taliban gone? Where has the Afghani warrior gone? What if they saw you today? What if our Baghdadi was watching you dropping bird seeds in the UK? Do you realise you're done out here?
Coming like a balloon.
You're done out here.
You're gonna be blown up. This little pigeon, you're blowing up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the new.
ISIS talk about blowing people up.
Oh no! Get away from him! He's got a bomb! Run!
Put some bombs in your beard, mate.
Run.
The people who give him a chance and
give
him a platform, you blowing him up. Balloon, and you're gonna get.
Yeah, I am actually getting fat though. I'm not gonna lie. I've got a bit of weight. I'm not gonna lie. So look at what we've done to the jihadis. We've won. We've reduced Uncle ISIS to pigeon throwing seeds on the floor, cooing like a madman, and let's just say,
I'm gonna feed your,
oh,
feed your family.
more,
Feed your
please,
family.
please. Can someone get me a box so I could take some home, like a takeaway? Bit of takeaway. Next time, bring some bread with it. Stingy. All right, so yeah, I don't know if you want to join because we're going to talk about. It's no one here.
I want to make a video about Islamophobia first.
Oh yeah, do that. We can talk about this stuff.
I don't mind.
So yeah,
Would you
basically.
consider yourself an Islamophobe?
Well, I'll be honest with you, the term Islamophobe is so, I think it's nonsense now, to be honest with you.
It's nonsense.
To me personally, it feels like nonsense because I've been called Islamophobe
Yeah.
about, all right, so I'll say I don't agree with stoning to death of adulterers. I'm an Islamophobe.
No.
This is what's happened to me. I'm saying that when I'm saying certain things, because for me, what people don't realize, if you look at my videos, I don't say nothing about Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah.
You won't find it. I don't say nothing about Allah
So you
because
sound like Muslims,
I
certain
believe
Muslims.
in God. I don't say much about the Quran apart from what your right hand possesses, which is which I see as a sex slavery. Apart from that, what I do criticize are certain ideologies to do with the Sharia. Yeah, and I know people get butthurt over that, but I don't agree with certain. I don't even agree with death penalties in general. I condemn also the American penal code where they're executing people. So I'm a proponent against death penalties in general.
Okay.
So if you're telling me that you're going to kill someone, but you're going to stone them to death, which is one of the most barbaric ways to kill someone, then I'm going to say that. Does that make me an Islamophobe?
Okay, no, it doesn't make you an Islamophobe. But so you're using the example of
I'm giving the
stoning.
most extreme.
Okay, most extreme.
Yeah.
That's fine. But you understand that also is taught in Judaism and Christianity, right?
Yeah, I mean, look.
So would you criticize them the same way?
Yeah, if Jews were coming here today, and when I asked them the question, because I've had reasonable Muslims and asked them, in an Islamic state or an Islamic caliphate where all the jurisprudence are met, would you accept your child being stoned? No, I'm saying as a hypothetical, would you accept your child to be stoned to death? And they say yes. I don't have that from the Christians or the Jews. They'll say that was an Old Testament or we don't believe that anymore.
Okay, so the Muslims believe their book, but the Christians and the Jews that you're talking about, they they pick whatever and just leave
Yeah,
out
maybe
certain
that's the
things.
best thing for Islam then.
Oh, no, really? No way.
Maybe you
I
need
don't
to
know.
take some bits out of it. Let's not get too caught up about the Sharia, but there's other things that I've criticised, like the jizya tax. So obviously I have my saying, I ain't paying that bullshit jizya, you're mad. I normally do it more aggressive.
You're not paying. No one's asking.
I know, but what I'm saying to you, the jizya tax is not necessarily about the jizya tax. Because when I come to the park, people are asking me to say sorry about certain other people's actions. And to me, the jizya was more of a tan and people like that, yeah. So basically, the jizya tax was, for me, was basically saying I'm not going to apologise because I see the jizya tax as an oppressive tax. Yeah. So, and also as a Sikh and an Indian from India, we also have a long history of the oppressive jizya tax being imposed on us.
Oh, really?
And we've been fighting against it.
Really?
Yeah. So India was ruled by the Islamic conquest for around 100 years. They took the jizya tax out, but one of the most tyrannical rulers that killed a lot of our religious leaders re-implemented the jizya in 1675. Yeah. So we also have a religious context to the jizya in terms of, look, I'm not going to pay that tax, and that's just more of a me kind of saying, look, I'm not going to be subjugated. So don't take it too personally.
I think it's getting a bit off topic.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not go into the jizya because that's too complicated.
Going back to the original point of
the Islamophobia. So,
why do you think it's a joke?
Look, my biggest problem is this. Whether I was trying to build bridges with Sunni Muslims or not, I was still called an Islamophobe. No matter how much I appease you, you can't criticize anything basically. So if I was to say I'm against halal meat, now I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah.
I was also a vegan, so I'm against all consumption of meat.
Yeah.
So I actually, for years, I've been doing artwork about the factory farming and stuff like that and condemning that. But if I was to then say I'm against halal meat and kosher meat, I'm an Islamophobe for condemning stuff. And it's happened before. Like I've condemned certain things.
It's only Islamophobe if you cherry pick and you focus only on Muslims. For example, like right wingers in the UK, they talk about grooming gangs with like Pakistani guys in places like.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true, But there's also grooming of kids and paedophilia happening
All right, so
in
this
every
is,
community.
okay, let me say, this is a real,
So if you just pick on these specific brown Muslims,
yeah, can I say something? For me, I don't really want to talk about that because I've had a relative that was groomed, and this is why I'm quite vocal about it.
Why does that not?
No, because I don't know what it is. I've spoken about it for so many times, and it gets kind of like annoying talking about the same thing. What I will say is this: when you look into the grooming epidemic up north, and it's mainly a northern problem. Because when I've grown up in London, I don't meet guys like. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to even say no offense, because I mean offense by this. The northern Pakistani Kashmiri community have been some of the rudest people I've ever met. Some of the most derogatory and abusive people I've ever met. Now, the Pakistanis I grew up with in London, they were nothing like that. I grew up in, if you know my area, all my mates are all Pakistani Punjabis, so we're ethnically the same people. But since I've met northern Pakistanis, because my people in the park used to say to me, oh Raj, you know, these Pakistanis up north, they're a little bit different, they're like that, in these like little kind of like ghettos and stuff, they got a backward mentality. I was like, you're lying. Now I've met them, and 95% of them are lunatics. I'm telling you that straight now.
Maybe they're in their little, like a bubble, you know, like for example, if you go to Luton, there's a lot of these...
You're going to get butthurt. TYO, Mr. Amaraz, Go Speakers Corner, all you conjurers, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Maybe they have, maybe they're isolated as communities.
Look, when you look at the grooming epidemic, it's mainly northern.
Okay, going back to it.
And it's not really I say Asian Muslim. And when you start zoning in, it's not even really Bengalis, it's not even really Gujarati Muslim. It's mainly a Pakistani, and then when you zoom in again, it's mainly a Kashmiri meat.
But you acknowledge that that's not just it's not unique to those specific communities.
So when
there's the majority of paedophilia is done by white.
But the thing is, we're not talking about paedophilia. When you're talking about the grooming, they don't care if the girl's 12 or 18. When it comes to paedophilia, there's no doubt the white population is a massive problem. 95% of conviction rates for paedophilia are from the white community. What we're talking about is a different crime. It's under the sexual offence, but it's a separate crime. These guys don't go for the girls because they're kids. They go for them because they're vulnerable.
Exactly.
So they don't really care about the age. So you have to differentiate. So we know for definite when it comes to the conviction rates of paedophilia, the white community, no doubt, is highly kind of involved.
And also
in
paedophilia is specific to people who haven't reached puberty yet. So a lot of kids that are like 13, 14-year-olds, that would be considered rape. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you realize that this, like, you can't, because you're saying it's specific to these, this grooming stuff is specific to these brown people. But what I'm trying to say is that those, like, you cannot generalize the population. You know, there's a tiny, even within that big Pakistani group.
Is that a good maku or?
There is a tiny.
Where's the food, man?
It's a tiny minority of guys who do this. So when you generalize and say, oh, these specific Hijabs or whatever in this group,
no, it's not really.
And you put them under umbrella, you're essentially saying we should punish them as a group, as a minority.
All right, so the problem is this, when it comes to the Sikh community in general, we're not talking about the wider community, because everyone has their own micro community. Do you agree? Yeah. So I'm assuming you're Somalian, maybe. Right. So you have your own community, like a microcosm, and you sometimes you will look at that community and try and protect that as well as your own community. Then you have the wider community. When it comes to the smaller microcosm of the Sikh community, the Asian Pakistanis especially have been grooming Sikh girls since the 80s. And so for me, it happened on my doorstep to one of my own relatives. So when you're talking about the people that are grooming Sikh girls and Hindu girls in particular, they are all brown, 99% of them. If you're talking about grooming on rape and paedophilia, when it comes to paedophilia, there's no doubt it's mainly white people.
So how would you fix it? How would you...
I mean, one of the first things is that the Sikh community is trying to educate our youth. The secondly, until the Asian Pakistani Muslim community acknowledge there's a problem, you can't do nothing. So for 2 years, I've been banging on about it. Now, I admit, when I first come in, I was a bit more kind of like Muslim grooming gangs. Then I narrowed it down to Asian Muslim grooming gangs. Then I've narrowed it down again to mainly Pakistani. And then I've narrowed it down now to mainly Pakistani Meepuris. Because I've had enough interaction with these people now to know that their mentality is very backwards. When they talk to females like they're freaking dirt on their shoe.
But that's not all of them, you know?
No, I'm not saying all of them.
What did you say?
But I'm saying, if I've met 10 of them, and 9 of them are kanjars.
What is that?
A kanjar means an arsehole. yeah, and a nasty piece of work, then I'm gonna say, and I've met more than 9 now. I've met a lot online in the park.
Maybe you attract those specific groups of people.
At the end of the day, when you're online as well, those people are on the panel. I might just jump on, they're talking, or I'm listening to them, they don't even know me. And when I hear them talking, the way the filth that comes out of some of these guys' mouths is not like the Pakistanis I know from London. Yeah. Maybe you might be one of the nice guys, but we need more of you guys calling these guys out.
Maybe it to Pakistani, why don't you regionalise it to it's a criminal issue? So
Because
criminality within
look,
a sect, whether it's Bradford,
Yeah, but the problem is, I'm not going to keep on going over this. What the Asian Muslim community needs to do is to just take responsibility that there is a problem within the community up north with the Pakistani community, and there are these drug gangs and people. And let me just say something to TYO. TYO, you said that you deliver food around the UK. What's food? You say you feed the hungry dogs. What's a hungry dog? Google slang. Find out what that is. And he says he's a respectable businessman. Yeah, my food. I was about to say that, but he's not a respectable businessman.
I don't know what he's
So
talking
no, this is a personal thing to certain individuals. So I don't want to make it too personal, but the thing is, when it comes to Islamophobia, the problem I have is this: the biggest Islamophobes I've met are Sunni Muslims.
Islamophobes?
Yeah.
How does that make any sense?
All right. So do you have Shias in your Muslim community?
Not that I've seen.
But do you consider Shias to be Muslim?
I mean, if they say the Shahada, who am I to say that
What about Sufis?
anybody is a Muslim?
What about Sufis?
That's for God to decide.
What about Sufis?
As long as someone says Shahada, then they are a Muslim.
Now, let me say something.
No
The
one
most.
deny them that.
So what I'm trying to say is this: the most discrimination I've seen against any group is the Shias.
Right.
If you see what's happening, there's hardly any Shias in the park. There's only
Maybe
Modine.
maybe that's just a religious.
Hold on.
difference.
The problem is this: if you're calling me an Islamophobe, and then in the same breath I hear you say the Shias are dirty people.
Who said this?
I don't want to say exactly who, but it's been propagated online. That the Shias have sex with babies, that the Shias are this, the Shias are this. And then you're telling me that I'm demonizing your group, but you're demonizing your minorities. I can't take you seriously.
I'm not familiar with that, man. But
Yeah, but if you start going into the microcosm,
well, I know the difference between Shia and Muslim.
And do you believe that
but,
Shias are persecuted quite a lot around the world?
There's Shias that are persecuted, there's Sunnis that are persecuted. There are.
But do you think Shias in particular are persecuted quite a lot for their religious beliefs?
Sure.
Yeah.
And so are Sunnis.
All right.
So are Sufis.
But
so are Christians.
But the difference is this: the Sunnis are the majority,
And?
correct? They're around 85%.
Yeah.
When you look at in Speaker's Corner, look at the Dawa teams.
Yeah.
What are they?
What's wrong?
No,
the Shias can come here.
I'm just gonna roll down to a conclusion.
Okay.
What are the Dawa teams? Have a
Mostly
look.
Sunni.
Yeah. How many Shias do you think that have come down and being able to openly propagate Shia Islam?
They can do that.
All right. So do you know Shia Blade Runner?
I don't know, but they can do that if they want to. No
All right,
one's
so
stopping them.
they tried. So there's a guy called Shia Blade Runner that was one of the open Shias.
What
They
happened?
run him around the park. Yeah, he can't come back. There's another guy.
Maybe it's a personal thing.
No, it was more than a personal
And they shouldn't be allowed to kick someone off the park.
And the
not
other
the
thing
police.
is a guy called Raza. That was his brother. He can't come to the park unless he has 20 people behind him. So if you're going to start calling me an Islamophobe,
There
stop.
is the guy with the tattoos.
Oh, look at that other one.
Yeah, but he doesn't say Sunni, he doesn't say Shia anymore.
He's Shia.
Ask him. Go and ask
Yeah,
him.
Modi.
Modine.
He'll
He
say,
says,
I'm not
he
Shia,
says
I'm
he's Muslim, but
Yeah.
he's Shia.
Yeah, he's Shia, but let me say something. If you're a Shia and you're a little bit of a clown, or you're not that kind of propagating your religion too much,
Yeah.
you're fine. But if you come down here and try and be a Shia and openly propagate Shia Islam,
You can do that. You can.
all right,
do
we're
that.
gonna look back in the videos and see what
I don't know what
happens.
video you're talking about, but you can
What
do
is
that.
it? What-
This is Speaker's
All right,
Corner.
right.
Shia Blade
Anyone can come here.
Well, the thing is, how long
say
have you been
whatever-
watching Speaker's Corner videos?
I don't even watch them, to be honest.
Oh, then it's pointless then.
What do you mean it's pointless?
It's because you're talking about something that you don't have no knowledge about.
No. I'm saying.
How many
the
times
park
have you-
is- The park's for everyone.
All right, so
There's
how
a guy
many-
who comes here who doesn't believe in Prophet Muhammad.
But how many times have you been to Speaker's Corner?
4 times.
And
4,
how
5
many
times.
times have you seen Shia Dawa around there?
I see
Isn't
Modine all
that
the
an
time.
equal representation of what you were saying, like 85%? So
What is it?
85%, sure.
If you're saying that you recognise that is
The majority.
sort of split, then isn't that just a micro?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, if you had like 10 Shia Dawas, I'd say that's out representing what their population is. But the problem I'm having is this: if you're going to call me an Islamophobe, but you treat your Shias and
Do
your
you consider
Sufis,
yourself an Islamophobe?
I don't consider myself no Islamophobe.
Okay.
I don't
But do you
care.
think Islamophobia exists?
I think
It's
there
a
is
real
a.
thing.
I think there's a. I don't know. I don't think Islamophobia exists. I do think there's a distrust and maybe some hatred towards Muslims and Islam. Maybe Islam as an ideology.
Yeah.
But when it comes to people, for me personally, I don't care if you want to pray 5 times a day. I don't care if you want to go mosque. I don't care if you want to do this.
Fair
If
play.
you wanted to pray over there, I didn't care about that kind of
Okay,
stuff.
so what do you care about?
What I do care about is, like right now within the park, you have known ISIS supporters, open. It's too complicated, but we know who they are. These individuals are not being called out, but someone like me is being called an Islamophobe and a racist and trying to be banned from the park. My
But,
problem.
ISIS supporters, that's according to your understanding.
No, they've
What-
openly.
what about-
All right, so they've openly said on camera.
Yeah.
They've been on a photo with Anjem Chowdhury. They've openly said on the camera that if you don't support Abu Baghdadi or whatever his
Yeah,
name
yeah,
is, an
yeah.
ISIS, you're a Jew.
Okay, all right.
So this guy's not. There's not like a if and but. The other
I mean,
guy.
they have the right to say that.
No, let me say something. Everyone has a right to come here.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
problem I have is this. I've been chased at the park once. I had to have
Well,
100.
that's personal. It's not
What I'm
because
saying,
of what you
what I'm
got
saying,
said.
look, because I was criticising certain things. So I was taken at the park, but they've never done it to those lot. I've had people saying they want to remove me from the park and complain to the police, but they don't do it against these extremists that are in their ranks, who are filming for them right now.
I think the reason why they chased you out the park is because when I came earlier, the guy who was throwing bird food at you, you kept calling him ISIS.
He's
But
not
he is.
ISIS.
Like, how are you gonna?
He is ISIS.
ask him.
How?
He says it.
Go and ask
He
him
said
if
on
he's not
camera.
ISIS.
Really?
Yeah.
My friend, go and ask him if
I'm
he's
not just
not
going to
ISIS.
say it. I'm not going to suddenly go to him. You support ISIS. I don't know nothing about the man.
Yeah, yeah.
I've known this man for a year and a
I
half.
slightly felt demonised when you
Yeah.
said northern Pakistanis, and then
Well, look,
you,
look,
you were saying that you
Generalisation
narrowed
is
it
never
down,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Now, even you saying narrowed it down to now Mirpuri. Now, I'm sorry.
I'll be honest
I
with
think
you.
my background is Mirpuri.
Let me say something. Let me say that I don't care if people are butthurt.
No, I'm not saying.
If
I'm
you're
not
upset,
I'm
it's not
thinking,
my problem.
Why does it have to be?
I know, but what I'm
upset?
saying is that I'm
Can't
sick
it be
of.
a criminal
What I'm saying is,
group
look,
within, like, whether
what I
it's
need to say, you
Rochdale
seem
or
like,
whatever? Why does it have
dude,
to be
you
now
seem like a nice
Mirpuri?
guy, yeah.
How many Mirpuris are there?
what I'm saying, you seem like a
How
nice
many
guy.
Mirpuris are there?
I'm saying you seem like a nice guy, but your meatbally brothers,
Exactly.
your meatbally brothers that are rolled up into the park and that speak
They're not
online,
they're not
or
on it. This
let's
is
say
like-
ethnically your
this is a-
people,
this is a group
ethnically
of
your
people.
people,
Your people
the
doesn't mean
people from
anything,
your
man.
background. Look, I'm a Punjabi, so let me say
no.
something.
Ethnically, your people, you're generalizing hundreds, like thousands of people.
Look, so if you're,
peddling that.
all right, so if you're from
representing
Somalia,
them.
in a particular
You're
region of
pushing that narrative.
Somalia,
Correct.
So
are
then
those
you're-
people not your people that if you meet them?
They're all my people.
But would you not have more than a?
But I'm not responsible for
Well,
what
I'm
they
saying,
do.
wouldn't you have more of an affinity with somebody from a particular region of your country?
Okay, how does that relate to what we're talking about?
Because what we're talking about is this, that up north we have a particular community that is very tight-knit from the Meepuri community or Kashmiris. They are mostly in the northern towns and these little ghettos. When you look at most of the grooming cases, it's up north from these ghettos. And what I'm
what's
saying to you,
your obsession with these
I'm not saying that he's responsible. What I'm trying to say is this, until you start to call these people out and start saying there is an issue, I don't have no sympathy if people start getting butthurt if I'm calling out a whole community.
Okay, until we start calling out all white people and saying there's an issue with paedophilia.
Dude,
we're
look
not
at the
gonna
Catholic Church.
Yeah,
It's
I know,
been
I know.
bankrupt.
I know, but it's funny because you're obsessed with these people from the north. These brown people.
all right. So why do you think I'm obsessed? My relative is from the north. My relative is from the
You're
north.
hating on your fellow brown
Hold on, my relative, my own cousin was from the north and was raped by a gang of
Oh, okay,
Pakistanis.
so it's personal.
So yeah, of course
Okay,
it's
okay.
personal.
No, but I
The biggest problem.
Of
is
course
that
it's
they're-
personal.
they're
So for
criminals
me, it
or
is a
it's criminal
personal.
activity.
No,
It's
because
not
when you
whether they're
say
from the
these,
north.
So when it happens so many times within a community, it is a problem. Do you know what? I need to shoot you, but it's good to talk to you anyway. But when it comes to the Islamophobia thing, big up to the Sikh MP for standing up, and also to the Sikh MP from Canada, who this right-wing guy went up to him and he was, yeah, his brother, and he said about the old Sharia and stuff, and he did say, he didn't say I'm not Muslim. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm being straight. I would have said I'm not Muslim.
of course you would.
I would have said it.
Like you have this like demeanor of like, it's almost as if you go out of your way to annoy people. To like, instead of having a legitimate, because I have like a couple of Sikh friends, and like we never have this kind of
Let me say,
tension where
look.
they blame or Muslims or brown people from the north. Like you can't just
All right,
generalize like that, man. Like,
and you don't really know me. I am just that type
no,
of
from
person
what I've
generally.
heard, from what I've heard from
No,
you,
but
you go out of your way
all right,
to
so,
be offended.
all right, so there's a lot of Sikhs that don't like me either. Why do you think?
Because you're
I'm very
embarrassing
abrasive.
them. You're embracing. You're
Yeah,
embarrassing.
so even with my Sikh brothers,
Okay, fine.
I'm abrasive. So don't take it personally. I'm just
I'm
that
not
type of
taking it
individual.
personally. It's just
So,
that when you offend so many people from like just northern brown people,
well,
like,
they got to sort the problem out, man. Until they start tackling it, then I'll say big deal.
No, but
Tough
you're
shit.
assuming they're all in on it. Like they're all.
I'm not
complacent
saying
in
no
it,
one.
like-
I'm not saying everyone's in on it. But until
That's
I
what you're
start saying,
implying.
no, what I'm trying to say is this: you can have a problem, yeah. But if no one's trying to tackle it within their community, I will hold the whole community responsible as well. Because the thing is, same with the Sikh community, we have a drink problem. I stopped drinking 7 years ago. Yeah.
Mashallah.
Now I haven't drank for 7 years, and to anyone that's drinking, stop it, because your brain. I know people think I'm a lunatic now, but at least I'm focused. So I don't drink or anything like that. But in the Sikh community, we have our own problem, and I'm always berating Sikhs. I don't even, look, for me personally, I don't. And remember, in Sikhism, alcohol is forbidden. All intoxicants are forbidden. But we do, in our problem, in our community, we do have an alcohol problem. Yeah. And I say to Sikhs, and some Sikhs don't like this, I say that one of the reasons why I don't hang around with Sikhs is because they drink, and I don't want to drink. Is that rude?
No.
But to you, it's not rude. To a Sikh, it would be.
Oh.
Do you understand? See, do you see it?
You can make a personal
But
decision
that's
to
what I'm
not
saying.
hang out
So
with anyone
when
you
I
don't
say that, some
want.
Sikhs get upset. I say, look, yeah, I stopped drinking. They say, how'd you do? I stopped hanging around with Sikhs. Yeah, that's rude. Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
But
that-
because I'm going from my
you're
own
implying that-
anecdotal life experience when I was younger, most of my mates who used to drink were Sikhs, and whenever they call up, oh, Kidabadi, yeah, let's go for a drink. So I'm making a generalized statement, and it can be quite rude. But there is some element of truth to it. There is a problem with the Sikh community with alcohol problem. There's no doubt about that. And although it's less than it was before, because I know a lot of people are becoming more religious, there is still a problem. So to my Sikh brothers, man, stop drinking and stuff as well. So
All right, man.
that's one thing. Anyway, take care, man. All right, man. Anyway, man. So I was going to say, look, don't take it too personally, man.
No, it's, well, obviously it don't.
See,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm,
of
from,
course I would.
I'm actually from Nottingham, but I've never been to Bradford.
I'm talking about like Manchester, Oldham,
Come, man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to
will have an
ITV.
impact, and that's it. It's up to you, you know. But just know what you're, just know that you have that our actions have consequences.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's your choice. That are we're using more straws or paper straws, all of that we would not